player in '96 when Marion Washington was an assistant on the Olympic team. Being a player and having, a Black female assistant coach, what did that kind of mean to you? And how happy were you when you got to join that kind of elite group? And what did she maybe bring that you hadn't seen before in your playing career?
Coach Washington was a very quiet, very thoughtful, very observant. When she spoke, it was with a softness, but very powerful. She gave good insight from a basketball perspective, and she was a great example. If I got a chance to experience being an assistant coach or a head coach, she gave me a good example of what that looked like and how to perform the duties of an assistant coach on a team like a USA basketball team.
Teresa, did you have any follow-up before we go on?
As a Black woman, did it mean anything more, Dawn, that you got to have her around when you were at your first Olympics?
I mean, I think the race thing wasn't as prevalent as it is today. Like, we weren't aware of it, and the thing about it is, it was, USA basketball always has been a place of purity and innocence, and you just come together for a common goal. I think now that we're in a day and age where diversity matters, inclusion matters, I think it looks different, and I think it's appropriate to have just that. I just didn't know the meaning behind it when she was an assistant coach, and when I started coming up in the ranks as an assistant coach, and now that I'm a head coach, I see, my eyes are open to diversity that is in a room. So I don't know if that answers your question, but race and being aware is more prevalent today than it was 25 years ago.
Thank you.
Next up, we've got Jen Hatfield.
Hi, Coach. Just with the news about the USA men's team with players entering protocol and their game tomorrow being potentially at risk, is there any concern about your team or potential exposure?
I mean, anytime you hear about a team being shut down, it obviously raises, your awareness, and it puts you in a position of seeing it as this could happen to us. I mean, we are taking every precaution, just like I'm sure the men have. But this disease does not discriminate at all. So I'm always wearing a mask. I wore a mask during the game, and Sue Bird and her teammates couldn't understand what I was saying. So I would drop it a little bit, but I put it back. We're so close. I just don't want to put us in harm's way. Carol Cowan is doing a great job at just re-emphasizing the protocols of what needs to take place. So we're all safe. I mean, all of us are vaccinated, and I don't think that helps, but I do think we need to safeguard against just being in a crowd and just be very, very conscious of where you are and what's at stake.
And then just one quick follow-up on a slightly different topic, if I may. Yesterday I asked you about Tina Charles, and you said she was going to play a big role for you. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, on what role you expect her to play with the team?
I mean, Tina this will be her 3-time, Olympic Games. The experience in post play, our strength to me is in the post, and Tina is a big reason why that is. We'd like for her to be dominant as she has been in the WNBA, and particularly this year. I'd like for her to stretch the floor a little bit more and shoot some threes, and when she's got opportunity to pass the ball and keep our offense flowing, she's very capable of doing that, and we count on her to be that go-to player when she's in the game.
Thank you very much.
Natalie Hebron, you're next with the next.
This is a bit off topic, but last week, Tammy Reese said that she's learned a lot from you since starting at URI. What do you hope you've taught her? And did you always know that she would be a great coach?
I don't know what Tammy, I mean, besides, the obvious, which is I think we've had sustained success at South Carolina. So when you see that, you visualize that for yourself. And I'm sure Tammy visualizes that. Tammy is one that has never shied away from working hard in anything that she does. So her success will definitely be built on her hard work, the great habits she created from being at UVA to being at Rhode Island now. And I wish the best for her. I want her to do well. I want her to be in a position where Rhode Island isn't big enough for her, because she has to share her basketball knowledge with more of the mass of people that are out there that love women who just absolutely love what they're doing, and you can see that.
And then playing with her in college, did you know she was going to go into coaching, or was that something that developed later on afterwards?
With Tammy, I mean, Tammy had these really lofty dreams and goals. I do think if Tammy could trade an acting career, I think if she could trade a career, it would be acting. She's always wanted to do that. She was one that would perform. She was my roommate, so she would perform in the next bed over there. Just different acts of movies. But here's the thing, Tammy Reese is going to be good at anything that she does, whether it's acting, whether it's coaching, not singing, because I've seen a couple of her social media posts. She does it hard now, but doesn't always sound good.
Next, we'll go to Takeshi Shibata.
Hello,
Takeshi?
Coach. Thank you for your time. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. My question is, right now, how much are you caring about the other teams like Japan, Nigeria, and France? What's your mind situation?
Well, I mean, they're in the back of my mind, obviously, because they're in our pool. But what must happen before we even get there is we have to have, a linked up and connectiveness on both sides of the ball. We got to work on us before we start working on or worrying about what other teams are doing. And I know we have a couple of exhibition games that will allow us to showcase and work towards being a complete team, because we're not there yet. But each and every day we strive to get better, and hopefully by the time that we see those teams, we'll be in a much better place.
And one quick follow-up is Japan took on Belgium just yesterday. It's a world number 6 team, and so they played very well. So did you have any information about that?
I sure did, and you just gave me some information, and I'm not surprised. I mean, the world is getting much better at basketball, no matter what continent you live on. So we are aware of that, and that's why it's very important for us to prep. We need prep time. We need practice time. I thought we had a really good practice today, in which we cleaned up some things that gave us a little bit of trouble yesterday with the WNBA All-Star team, and we just look forward to continuing to get better each and every day. That is our goal towards winning another gold medal. Is just building up enough chemistry and culture and the ability to stay connected out there on the floor.
Next,
Thank
we'll go to Ellen Whiteside, and then Mitch Brown, you're on deck.
Hi, Dawn. Thanks for taking some time. I know you said when the team was named how heartbroken you were that Nneka didn't make the cut. Now she's trying to play for Nigeria. I know there's some indecision. whether she's going to be able to compete or not for Nigeria. But just what are your emotions about kind of the struggle she's going through, and even if things work out, just facing her in the exhibition maybe, or even the first game?
Yeah, I mean, anybody that put in the time and effort and energy to be an Olympian and it somehow falls short, I feel super sorry for. Because I know the work that it takes to get to this point. Is unfortunate that during the decision she wasn't 100%, and I just feel for her. I hope, I hope FIBA allows her to play, because of what she's given to the game, how hard she's worked for it, and it's unfortunate that we can't take more players to the Olympic Games. But NECA is one that I've enjoyed getting to know over the past 4 years, and I hope she's able to check off being an Olympian on her list.
Just a quick follow-up. How much does that make a tougher team if they are on the team, if the sisters are on the team?
I mean, they're a tougher team. They're a tough team not having NECA and Shanae. But if they're added to that mix, it makes them a strong contender and probably a legitimate medal-seeking country and team.
Thank you. Mitch Brown, up next, and then we'll close out today's Q&A.
Hey, Coach, hope all is well with you. Mitch here
You
in
missed
Columbia.
out this morning, huh, Mitch?
I know. I apologize for that. A lot going on, but had to catch you this evening. I wanted to ask a tough question. I know you traveled with Champ before, but obviously going across seas. So how tough is that when he brings you so much comfort, and also do you have FaceTime scheduled with him, and how are you going to make sure that he's a good boy while you're gone?
That is the hardest thing in packing and going away for a month. And it's heartbreaking as well, because he knows, I mean, he sees the bags packed. He sees, me folding clothes and putting clothes in the bag. He knows what that means. And, you can see the depression set in, because he'll exhale and he'll just lie around and he'll get pretty needy. And while I'm packing, he wants more attention. But he had me all last year during the pandemic. So hopefully he saved enough, some mommy time in that. But he knows what we have to do. I speak to him often, and before I left, I told him what I had to do, and he had some understanding eyes. But Ari Moore, my assistant, has him right now, because Beverly Smith is out here in Vegas enjoying a little bit of R&R. So when she returns, she'll get Champ, and he's always in great hands when I'm gone. And yes, they FaceTime me. Yes, they send pictures, and yes, we terribly miss each other. Very important question.
Thanks.
And Zora, we'll close it out with your question.
Hey, Coach, great to see you. I've got two quick ones for you. One, just in all your time and all your experience in international basketball, how much zone historically is played?
Not a lot, and I say that, and I say that, and it will probably see a lot more zone. Obviously, if you look at our roster, I mean, we're pretty good on the inside. So I'm sure people are going to try to pack the inside, pack the paint, and make us beat them from the outside. So I expect to see a little more zone than we have in the past.
And players from the 96 team wrote letters to the current team. Were you a part of that at all?
I received a letter and I wrote a letter.
Oh, okay. Who'd you write your letter to?
I actually wrote my letter to Chelsea Gray.
Did you get to pick who you wrote it to?
I did get the pick, and I chose Chelsea because it's her first Olympic Games, and she's a point guard, and she's one I've watched over the years, and she's teamed up with someone that's near and dear to my heart, Asia Wilson, with the Las Vegas Aces.
Thank you.